Welcome back, my favorite artists. This week in Mrs. Mayo's virtual art studio, we are going to create drawings using warm and cool colors. Now, I want you to begin by finding your best drawing materials and divide them up in two categories, warm and cool. The warm colors are the easiest to remember because they're the colors we most associate with the sun and fire. So the warm colors, red, orange, and yellow. Okay, so I've already done this, and I've done it the whole school year, unless my kids messed it up. But I have yellow, orange, and red. Those are your warm colors. And again, I recommend you divide before we start today. Then you're going to pull out the cool colors, which I associate with land. Green, blue, which I associate with the sea. I guess earth, I shouldn't say land, the earth. Green, blue, and purple, which we don't see as much in nature naturally, but sometimes we can see it during a sunrise or sunset, but also sometimes in the water. So the cool colors, green, blue, and purple. Think of ice, the earth, cold. And then the warm colors, one more time, yellow, orange, and red. And please divide your materials before we begin. All right. Again, you can use whatever you're most comfortable with and have that's of good quality or good enough quality on hand. So half your picture is going to be cool and the other half is going to be warm. I want you to think about and use your artist voice this week with what you can create that will convey or give off a feeling of warmth on the warm side. And then I want you to think about what you could draw or create to give off cool, cold vibes on the other side. So again, you're going to divide your picture in half. You can do this off the top of my head. I can think of 3 or 4 ways. One is the most obvious, to fold it in half like a greeting card. In the slideshow, you'll see a cityscape someone created. One side is night and the other is day, and they're buildings. One side using the warm, the other the cool. You can divide your picture if you make it into a square going diagonally. You can go the hot dog way. But I want you to make a plan. Think about what you want to create first. But again, half has to be warm and the other half has to be cool. Okay. I'm going to do the ocean and a sunset. So the ocean, I'm going to begin drawing my waves. Now, I'm going to draw the whole thing with Sharpie first. It's always a good idea to start with pencil, but I'm going to begin with Sharpie. And I think waves are really a common theme in my work, I guess, because they've always just been such a huge part of my life. I'm gonna have the sun going down. Now you have to show all 3 of the warm in your warm half and all 3 of the cool in your cool half. So I have my ocean and I have my sun. And you have to color this week, you have to color all of your picture in. And I'm going to create a whale tail in the back. And this is wide. But it's okay because I'm going to make it a silhouette and I'm going to fill it in with black. Now, if you are a virtual learner and you're home, it'd be pretty cool to do this with paint, I have to say. In class, that is. If we were in the traditional art room, that's definitely what we're going to do. So I have a large variety of blues and greens, so I'm going to use them all. Use what you have. And you're gonna see I'm gonna mix media, just like you've seen me do in other weeks. I'm not just gonna use one, I'm gonna mix it up. I've been having a lot of fun doing that, and it was kind of like, I'm gonna quote Bob Ross again, guys, but it was like a happy accident. I just didn't have the color that I needed, but I found I really like the look of it all. So one thing I do want to take a minute to talk about is coloring, because I am seeing a little bit of a shift in coloring, because you don't have me all with you, reminding you of my coloring expectations. But let me be clear. You need to color inside your lines. So what that means, if you draw those wave lines, you should not be coloring outside of them. Now, I, of course, understand accidents happen, and I just made one up there. That's one thing. Scribbling and rushing, that's another story. Coloring is a skill, and it only gets better with practice. And I know it's hard work, but I really want to see your very best. And believe it or not, you're using a part of your brain when you're coloring and doing this, and it's really good for you to switch gears from electronics or whatever else and work on your fine motor skills with your coloring. So take your time, color in the same direction, stay inside your lines. And the other thing I found I need to remind you of is to color with something that looks like it belongs. So if you drew a person and it's not an expressive work of art, their face probably shouldn't be green, even if it's a leprechaun, right? So when we did the leprechauns, there was a lot of coloring over that I was seeing, and I just want to remind you that you really should stay. So the hat could totally be green, the suit, but I should not see. So I have my blues, now I'm going into some purple, and notice I'm blending my colors, my purple into my lighter blue there. That means I'm bringing the purple into the blue a little, and I brought the blue into the purple. But I'm keeping with those same directions. They're blending really nicely. But at the same time, I can see clearly the blue and the purple, because I want to be able to look at your work of art and see that you used all three of the cool and all three of the warm. Again, I added a whale in my sun with my water, just to add some peace and tranquility to those cool colors. Now you're going to see some white spaces I'm going to fill in. And I'm just creating a variation in line, and that's with purpose. So it's not scribbling, because I'm trying to make the water feel like it's flowing like waves do. But over time, I'm going to fill in all my white spaces so they're not there. And I'm going to blend that into a more traditional blue. So I have those blue greens happening. Okay, so you can see I have my blue and my green and my purple there. I would keep going, but because of time, I'm going to speed it up. I'm now going to move on to my sun, which I kind of really did just go right for it. I need red. So remember the cool blue green and purple, and the warm colors are yellow, red, and orange. And if you're missing a color because you don't have it, just let me know. Mrs. Mayo, I wanted to use orange, but I don't have it. So I know that you understand it belonged in your work of art, but you didn't have access to it. Of course, I would never take points off for something like that. Now I just need a pop of red. Okay. So I'm not gonna have time to finish coloring my whole work of art, but I'll put a finished image in your slideshow so you can see it. But again, now I have my red, my orange, and my yellow. I'm gonna color in my whale tail. But I really think there's a cool, peaceful feeling of my water and a nice warm sunset vibe for my warm colors. I can't wait to see what you create with your warm and cool colored work of art. Don't forget to post it. I hope you enjoy this and remember what the warm and cool colors are. If you want to put that in the link with your picture, I'd appreciate it. Take care.